So today's topic, we discuss about transactions. We need transactions. So default transactions. There are a few types of transactions. Those are types. I mean, we have default transactions, and DB update transactions will be there, and a few more sub transactions. We can use making transaction into larger and smaller. How to override default transaction we can use, and forced transactions will be there. Okay, types of transactions. Okay, I'll cover these transaction types and everything today's class and tomorrow's class. Okay, types of transactions. First one, default transaction. Second one, forced transaction. And DB update commands. Smaller transactions making bigger transactions. Then sixth one, how to override default transactions. Okay. Okay. These are the topics in the transactions. So what is the transaction means? Transaction. Set of changes to the database. We'll call it as transaction. Set of changes to the database. We call it as transaction. Either we can change the data to the database or read from the database. We use transactions. Okay, understood? Hello, is there everyone?
Yes, Akka.
Understood, right? This is the transaction. It is if someone will ask you the question for transaction, you directly say like set of changes to the database. We'll call it as transaction. But in every session, only one active transaction will be there in the progress session. Okay. Only one active transaction in the progress session. Okay. Only one transaction, one active transaction will be available in the progress session. Okay. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Then what are the next topic? Default transaction. Default transactions. Default transactions means we will, I mean, whatever the data we are creating, right? So in the progress session, we are using some functions, procedures, such kind of thing for defaultly without keeping transaction keyword. We'll call it as default transaction. Okay. Understood? Hello?
Okay, Akka.
Okay. Default transaction types of, I mean, what are the types of default transaction? What are the types of default transactions are? Procedure, trigger, do on error, do on end key. I'll give you the examples for do on error, do on end key, okay, in further classes. Repeat, for, method. Actually, method is like how oops concepts, you know, right? In Java, like that it will be used, but don't think much. They don't ask you the example for method, okay? Method and user define functions. These are the types of transactions. Okay, understood? So if a procedure will start, right, at the time only we will guess it as it's a default transaction. Okay, understood? And even if the for loop will start at in the progress session, we'll call it as default transaction. If repeat loop will be available in the current progress session, we'll call it as default transaction. Okay, understood? Even if it user defined functions will be available in the current progress session, we'll call it as default transaction. Okay, understood? Don't think about the method. It is used in oops concepts. So we don't need of give much clear evidence to, I mean, clear answer to the method. Okay, understood? Shall we go to another topic?
Yes, Akka.
Everyone.
Yes, Akka.
Okay. Then DB update commands will go to the DB update commands. Okay, we already used by using update some different kind of examples we observed, right? So those are the DB update commands in the transaction. Okay. The first one is assign. This one is the one of the DB update command. Create, then update, then delete, set, insert. Okay, these are the 6 type of DB update commands which we have already covered in earlier classes. Only pending is this one. Okay, these two. Need to give example. Please try yourself. Okay, you also try in online. You'll find many examples to these two commands. If you guys will try, means you guys can learn. Okay, if I say something but you cannot learn, right? I can learn. If I give the examples, I can learn the things and I can give it to you guys. Okay, if you guys can yourself search and explore the topic, it will be good to you to understand, and it will be remember for long time. Understood? Hello, is there everyone?
Yeah,
Yes,
Akka.
Akka.
Okay, someone is, yeah, tell me. Hello, can I move to next topic?
Yes,
Yes,
Akka.
Akka.
Okay, did you guys preparing well? Hello, hello.
Akka.
Okay,
Hello, Akka.
yeah, tell me. Sorry.
వినిపిస్తానని చెప్పాలి అక్క.
Okay. Actually, you are having some network issue. I think I'm unable to hear your voice properly. Okay, fine. I'll start the third topic, forced transaction. Actually, these commands also we have already explained, but we have to observe what are the forced transaction. So those are if the transaction start with a do transaction, we can call it as forced transaction. Okay, then for each transaction we'll call it as forced transaction. Then repeat transaction. We can call it as forced transaction. Okay, for repeat with exclusive lock, we'll call it as forced transaction. Okay, but we have to remember, if someone will, in interview question, they'll ask you what are the forced transaction, or otherwise they'll ask you for with the exclusive log is a default, I mean, forced transaction or not. Like that, they'll ask you the question, but you have to say yes or no. Yes, it is. No, it is. Like that. Okay. Then to I mean, what few tips need to I mean, for forced transaction, we need to follow few tips. I mean, few tips. Okay. Hello, understood? Hello.
Yes, Akka.
Okay, you guys understood, right? They'll ask you what are the types of forced transaction. You have to say these are there are 4 types of forced transaction. You have we'll start with the do transaction, for transaction, repeat transaction for each transaction, and repeats transaction. And for repeat with the exclusive log, we can make it as we can call it as forced transaction, like that. Then they'll ask you the what are the tips we can avoid that forced transaction by keeping no wait and locked is to avoid the forced transaction. Okay, or alternative method is we can keep stop after do for repeat blocks. Okay, after completing, I mean after before end, we can keep stop. I gave you the example, right, when in one of the class how to use stop command. So with that, we can avoid this forced transaction. For example, just they'll ask you the example DMR. I mean data manipulation request. Okay, DMR means data manipulation request. We have DMRs and QRPs. Okay, quality I mean something request to the procedure, like that. They'll call you that QRP. But QRPs are like we have to add the data with the, I mean, whatever the data is in our database, that data additional, I mean, if we have till 50 customers, we need few more 10 more customers after 50. So we can use QRPs. Okay, you just say like DMR for this example. Don't say like QRP for this. You just say DMR. What is the DMR? They'll call you, they'll tell you, just explain that DMR is a data manipulation request. If we need any changes in the database to avoid forced transactions, we are using DMRs. Okay, if we do directly assign and create statements, we just without knowing, I mean without checking the status of current, I mean table, we are directly changing the data. But when it is come to the data, I mean DMR, it's a way of changing data in positive way. Okay, hello, can you understand? Hello.
Yes, Akka.
For manipulating data, we directly not to use the update statement. We just use DMRs. In the DMRs, we can update the data. Okay,
Okay,
understood?
Akka.
Any questions? Please let me know. Remaining 3 topics I'll cover in tomorrow class. Okay, this smaller transaction, bigger, and how to override the default transaction. So please give some examples for do on error, do on end key. I'll give you the examples tomorrow. Okay. Please ask me the questions.
Okay.
You have any questions? Please let me know. So Vinodanna has shared you, right? He's going to prepare resumes for few people, and he'll upload it. Once they'll get the calls, we'll prepare for all the people and we'll upload. Okay.
Okay, Akka.
Do you have any questions? Please. You have any questions, means please let me know. If possible, I'll clear it now. Can I ask you the questions? Interview questions? Few I can ask, okay? Hello. Everyone is there? I'm unable
Yes,
to
Akka.
hear. Okay. Many people has joined today. Please rejoin, okay? If someone will leave. I'll ask you, what is the use of entry function? Hello. No one is responding. Why?
It extracts the strings from the list. Akka.
Correct. Correct answer. Okay, what is the use of num entries?
It will returns only number of entries in the list.
Yeah, correct. Okay. Do we have control blocks? Control block in the block concept? Yes. What is the difference between prompt for and set?
For used to get input for both variables and database.
Correct. Then set?
Set is only for variables.
Yeah, correct. Guys, I gave you more time in between. I didn't take the classes, but you guys are not at all learning. Why? Why so? I'm giving time, right? In between, I gave you time till since Saturday onwards. I didn't take the sessions. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5 days I gave, but you guys are not at all learned anything. Please go through the topics. Please learn well. I'll take you I'll call you, those people are available here, and I'll call you one day and ask you directly the interviews. We'll do the mock-up interviews. Okay?
Okay, Akka.
Understood? Okay. What are the types of parameters? If I ask the question, the next second itself, we have to respond. That is the person who learned well, those people can respond as much early as possible. Okay, please learn well. Okay, I'll tell you the date. On the day you guys come to our home, I'll take you the mock-up interviews. Those who are not available near to my place, I'll call personally and I'll take the interviews, okay? Personal interview, I'm going to plan. Please prepare well, okay? How will you define a parameter? You didn't say types of parameter. Types of parameters are 3 types, okay? First one is input and second one is output. Third one is input output. Please remember this one. This question there everyone will ask you, okay? How will you define a parameter? Actually, it's a basic question. How to define a variable, like that only we can say this parameter also, okay? Instead of variable, we can replace it as a parameter type and parameter name as data type. No, undo. Okay, don't forget the things whatever you guys learned. Types of programming models, tell me.
GNB akka.
Yeah, correct. What is a function?
Function is a subprogram.
Yeah, correct. What are the types of indexes?
Unique and primary.
Word
Wo-
index.
Yeah, 3 indexes. Yes, correct. How will you fetch single record and multiple records? I just gave the answer. Just we have to give the question.
Primary akka.
No, actually, what I am saying is how will you fetch single record? With what commands we can fetch the records?
Using for each, we can fetch multiple records.
Yeah, correct. For single record?
Find.
Yeah,
Find.
correct.
Find first.
Yes. Find first. What is the use of xref? Last topic only, that one. But don't
It
say
is
I.
to check the indexes in the progress session.
Yes, correct. What is the syntax of xref?
Compile x dot p xref x dot xref.
No, actually, what is compile xref procedure, xref file name. Okay, like that we have to say syntax.
Okay.
Okay, you just prepare well. I'll ask you the different questions in tomorrow's session, okay? But I'll take single interviews.
Okay.
Okay, then can close the session if you guys don't have any questions means. No questions, right? Okay, bye bye. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Okay, Akka. Bye.
Bye.